Okay, so this is part two of working with shapes and getting a better understanding of layers and that sort of thing. So we're going to now redistribute these layers so we can create a background, a couple backgrounds, right? So we've got a total of 7 layers available. We can add more, but we're just going to we're going to click and drag over all of these layers. Or if you want, you could also do a select all, like a control A, or I think that's command A on the Mac, right? Because there's nothing else in this sequence. So these are the only 3 layers. So if you do a control A, it of course selects everything. I'm going to push these up 2 layers, right? So we free up video 1, video 2. So now these layers are 3 and 4 and 5, right? Okay, I'm going to deselect, do another save. So now we're going to draw like a background, like basically like the sky, okay? And we're going to put it on 1. It's probably going to add it on 6. Let me redistribute this a little bit because by default it always adds those layers, but then we'll move it. So we're going to go back up to graphics and titles, right? And remember, the way you get that new layer is you want to have the sequence selected, right? Blue line around that panel, right? Graphics and titles, new layer. We're going to do another rectangle, but this is going to be a rectangle now. So by default, the last properties that you selected when you draw another shape, and this tends to be true for fonts, it just continues those same properties, but we'll change that. All right, so it's giving me this pink background because we just did the chimney. So I'm going to drag this out, right? I'm going to make this really big, and I'm just going to drag this over the background, and I'm just going to extend it beyond the background. So right now it's pink, right? Because the edges are beyond the screen, and you can see, as I said, it added it here to the layer 6. So while this is all selected, let's go ahead and go up to graphics and titles and upgrade to source graphics so we can add it to our project panel. Click on that, and it's going to add a graphic, and let's just call this background. Okay, background. Okay, there we go. Click, save, and now let's move it down, and let's bring it down to, actually bring it all the way down to 1. Okay, right? So if you like that, that's fine, but let's go ahead and double click on that layer, right? Close out this text properties, the other text thing. Here it is. Click on the shape, right? And you can see that when I click away from that, right, you've got 2 panels that are sort of embedded in this, which is kind of nice, but you know, it's overlapping, right? Because we have these same properties in the effects control panel. So they just give you this here so you can do a quick adjustment, which is nice, right? But if you want to get to those properties like the fill and the strokes and all that kind of stuff, you want to click up here where it says the shape, and then let's go ahead and rename that so it can so we're always reminded of what layer we're on. Okay, background. And let's go ahead. We don't need a stroke, so I'm going to open up, double click on fill, and we've been using solids, but let's go ahead and do a linear gradient. So you have 2 other options here. Let's do a linear gradient, which gives you this kind of thing, right? Where you can do 2 colors and kind of blend them together. So let's pretend this is going to be like the sky. So I'm going to drag my color picker here, and I'm going to bring my little selection here to give me a little blue, right? And that defaults this color here. Then I click on this little tab, and now I can select another color, okay? And bring this down and give me a little, maybe I'll blend that, maybe lighten it up a little bit. So now it's giving me that sort of gradient mix. There's other things that you can do with this, and you can adjust some of that transition, but I'm just going to leave it at that for now to keep it simple, because the default is actually gives you a pretty nice gradient, right? A nice smooth transition. So I'm going to hit OK, right? So now that's my background, okay? So I'm going to close that out, do a save. I don't have to do any keyframe motion effects because this is my background. Now we're going to add grass, okay? Try to make it look like, you know, a neighborhood, all right? And then I'm going to click away, deselect those layers, right? I'm still in the sequence. I'm going to go back up here and new layer, and again, more rectangle, right? So boom. So it's still defaulting to that purple. So I'm going to drag this out, make it fairly wide. I want it to extend all the way across the screen and bring it down. So it sticks up a little bit. So maybe it's the house is sitting over it. Now, Ken, that looks weird, right? We want, if this is going to be grass, we want the house to be on top of it. So we're going to move that down, right? There you go. So now we'll color it. Click on that layer, and I'm going to go, again, click up here on shape, name it grass, right? And click on the solid. If you want to do a gradient, that's fine. Yeah, why not? Let's do a gradient, right? And I'm going to click some greens here. All right, and I'm going to click the second color stop, and yeah, give me a little variety there on the grass. There you go. Nice. Okay, click OK. Boom. And close that out. All right, I've got all my layers here. I've got my layers up here. Actually, you know, I think they added them. Let me see. Chimney house. Oh, you know what? I don't think I added these to the source graphic. No, I did. I didn't add the grass. Let's add the grass. Click on the grass in the timeline. Go up here and upgrade the source graphic, right? And there it is, grass, right? Okay. Boom. And just click away, deselect that. And now you've got that. Now let's add a door just to make it sure that make it look, you know, a little bit more like a house. And you can add as many layers as you want to this. Okay. So let's go ahead, deselect, right? Click in the blank area of the timeline. So you release that layer. I'm going to bring my playhead back to the beginning, and we'll create another layer. Again, this will be a rectangle, right? Again, there it is. Now that's kind of like the shape I want, so I'm going to just grab it and sort of rotate it, right? And if you want to be exact with that, you can hit rotation here and do 90. Oh, it went the other way. I shouldn't have done that. Actually, never mind. Let's click that out, get that out, and select that, bring it down. And I'm going to rotate this a little bit, okay? And I'm just going to manually rotate it because I had already moved it. So when I did 90, it kind of went off. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to do that. So again, there's always different ways to do this, and you have multiple ways to do the same thing. All right. So let me click on the right. I'm sorry. Let me double click on the door. All right, and we're going to go back in. We'll name it door, right? Just like we've been doing to every layer. Okay, boom. And let's add a stroke. If you want it to be pink, yeah, why not? The door should match the chimney. Why not? And there it is. It's defaulting to 10. That's fine. Click OK. And there you go. Now maybe we need the door to sort of drop down a little bit. So I'm clicking on the door here. I'm in my effects control. This is really a position adjustment, so I'm going to adjust. I'm going to select that and just going to drop it down. And there you go. And it kind of blends in better on the bottom. Okay, save. All right. So now, okay, so I've got, I could add a doorknob. I could make the doors smaller. You can always go back and adjust these things, right? But part of this is understanding those layers, right? You've got the very bottom layer, which is V1, which is your background. So that's the lowest layer, right? That's the total background. Then you have the grass on the second layer, which is still in the background, but it's above the sky, right? And then, of course, the house sits on top of the grass and all the respective layers of that. Okay, now, here's an also option that you can incorporate. You've got a lot of layers here, and so let's say, okay, you know what, this is getting pretty busy here. You can always grab your little rings down here, and you can adjust the track height, right? And so you could see 7, you could add more layers, or you can also do this. Let me drag this back down a little bit. You can also click and highlight the 4 layers of the house, right? Which is the actual house, the door, the roof, and the chimney. And then you can right click on this and you can go to nest, okay? Right? And then it gives you this question, because what you're doing is you're gonna sort of save these layers as one layer. So I would call this like house nest, okay? Click OK. It actually creates a sequence, a separate sequence in your project panel. And then in your main sequence, you can see that I'm in main sequence, which is why it's important to name these things. Now, this house nest comprises all those layers, but now you've freed up all these other layers, right? So this is kind of like a project workflow option, and there's a lot of other uses of this nesting which we'll cover. Okay, so anyway, do a save, and here's the beauty of this. If you double click, you're saying, okay, what if I want to go back in one of those layers and change one of those properties, well, you can double click on this nest and it actually opens up that house nest, which is separate. You can see you're gonna have to reposition this, and you have all of those original layers, right? So you could even, for example, where's the door? This is the door right here. Say, you know what? I don't want the door to be pink. Double click it, right? Close this little text thing. Click on door and change the color. I don't know. I'm going to go with a blue door. Yeah, let's go with a blue door. Change that. Okay. It close that out. It updates it in the nest, but watch. When you go back to the main sequence, it's updated there because it's all linked. Okay, so save. You can save this. You can close this out so you don't get confused with multiple sequences, right? So there you go. So that's some pretty basic uses of incorporating some shapes, understanding layers, and potentially being able to enhance your projects.